Welcome to the Festival of Storytellers. I thank everybody that's involved with this process because we know writers need readers and writers need publishers.
Experience is not about the publisher. It is about us, the authors.
Well, hello, lovers, storytellers, and people all over the world. Listen, thank you so much for tuning in with us again today. This is the last day, you guys, of the Festival of Storytellers online event. Listen, it has been a pleasure having you guys tune in with us each and every day for these last 2 weeks here. And so, of course, today is Today with Tish and Friends. And so I am super excited, you guys, to introduce a couple of my friends that have books here online, and you can get them in all sorts of places, right? So I'm super excited to be able to bring them on today. But before I do that, I want you guys to make sure to like, subscribe, and follow the Festival of Storytellers and share. Share this with a friend. Share this with somebody that might need to be able to listening to us today. All right, so without further ado, you guys, I want to bring my author buddies up. So first, I want to bring up Martina Eccles. She's there. Looks like everybody's there on the screen. We've got Martina Eccles. We've got Nikki George. We've got Shuman Hudson here. We've got Tara Hill Speaks here. We've got the team, you guys. So I'm super excited to have them with us today. And so what I want to do is I want to allow each of them to be able to share with us about their book and what their book is about. So up first, we want to bring Apostle Martina Eccles up. So Martina, please tell us the name of your book and also where the people can find it.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is so great to be here, and thank you for having us. The name of my book is We Are Junia. It is for female leadership and apostles, and my book can be found on Amazon.com.
All righty. Thank you so much for sharing with us. So please tell us what your book is about. What's in there?
So I say this often, so many times we as women, especially women of color, we have been marginalized. But I have found I came up in an area that did not believe in women preachers and don't even talk about women pastors. So, and so at 50, going into 50, God had released it years ago. As you know, as an author, there are things that we've carried in our spirits for a long time. And because we have been oppressed, we have not maybe had the platform to release what God has given us. And especially as creatives, as a woman, as a female, as a creative, as a pastor, as a psalmist. And so God said, this is your moment. We are trending as women of color, we are trending. And
Absolutely.
So it is our time to not just get in the room, but make sure that we understand that we can create our own rooms. We can create our own spaces and we can empower each other. And so instead of being in competition, competition with each other, as I love that we're doing right here in this space, we are rewriting our own narratives. We are writing our own narratives. And so We Are Junia is about the hidden apostle in the scriptures. Some people have said to me, there are no female bishops, there are no female prophets. They put this the gender to it, but really in the spirit realm there is no gender. We see that in the third chapter of Galatians. I pulled out the scripture in Romans, the 16th chapter, where the apostle Paul is speaking of these females who have helped him in his ministry, and he names amongst them Junia. And Junia is this hidden apostle because we hear of the others, but we never hear about the female apostle. In that chapter, he also speaks of other female leaders who were with him. But when he speaks about Junia, he says that she knew Christ before him. And so we are pulling out this narrative in this book, and we are empowering female leadership to step out and stop wanting to be affirmed by someone, and make sure that you are affirming yourself and owning your own crown.
All right. Well, that is a whole lot, you guys, that we are going to get out of that book. And I want to commend you on a job well done with it. And so I know that the reader that picks that up is definitely going to find who they are as far as Judea. So please tell us exactly where again they can find your book, Apostle.
You can find We Are Junia on Amazon.com.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for sharing with us. All right. Up next, we've got Dominic Brooks. Dominic Brooks, how are you, my friend?
Doing wonderfully today, and I hope everybody's having a great day today.
Good. Fabulous. Please tell us the name of your book and what it's about.
The name of my book is Homecoming Chaos, and it's a romantic suspense novel or a mystery romance. But at its core, it's a story about a family. The main character, Jameson Jones Scott, is a former teen model who made a mistake when she was 16 years old, and her mother has never let her live it down, even though she's almost 30 now. Um, and that's caused issues in their relationship, as you can imagine. Years later, Jamie's become a physician. She's been offered a wonderful job opportunity, and she's also engaged to a successful surgeon, but it's not quite right for her, and she calls off the wedding, which causes more issues with her mother. And not being able to deal with that, she leaves the country for 4 years to do medical humanitarian work over in Africa. She finally comes back 4 years later, and because she didn't talk to anybody except her brother while she was gone. She didn't even talk to any of her friends. It's not an easy homecoming, and she has a lot of fence building to do with her family and friends when she gets back. And on top of that, one of her parent employees at their business was murdered the night she got back to town. And there's a handsome detective who's been called in to investigate the case, which causes a whole lot of chaos.
Uh-huh.
So that's
Fabulous.
That's the general gist of it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Dominique, for sharing that. I'm super proud of you for stepping out there with a book of this magnitude. And I definitely know that it's definitely going to help those that are listening, those that are reading your book and so forth. I know that they're going to be able to grab something out of it. And so I definitely want to thank you for sharing that with us today. And I know that we've got a lot of technical difficulties, things like going on this line today. But guess what, you guys? We are never defeated, right? So we are going to keep it right on moving. Okay. So up next, we have Dr. Michelle Lucas. Dr. Michelle, how are you, my friend?
I am fantastic. I'm doing great. How about you?
I am doing well, Dr. Michelle. Please tell us the name of your books and what they're about.
Okay, it seems like I have two books. This is my first book, and I'm so proud of this because it was just an idea. So I started telling about this idea when I was in Toastmasters, and everybody was so excited. They are like, you got to pin this. You got to put this down on paper. So what Michelle and the high heel rainbow colored shoes is about a true story. I was probably about 7, maybe 8. But I worked on my grandfather's tobacco field, and I learned that if you want something bad enough, you'll make something happen. So my grandfather helped me because I wanted those high heel rainbow colored platform shoes. And he helped me solve my mystery because I was watching a show, a dance show, and you know the ladies were glamorous in the 70s, all those dance shows. And my cousin told me as we were watching television, it's either plats or flats. What are you going to do? So when I went to the store, I saw these shoes and it was like it had a halo around them. So my grandfather, I'm not going to tell you the full story, helped me solve my mystery. If you work hard, you can get what you want. And so I want children, I want older adults, anybody, buy this book. It has a story in it that should be treasured. Very simple, but very important in this day and age.
Absolutely. So, Michelle, tell us where everybody can find your books.
Okay. First, they can find this book or books on Amazon. That's number one. I do have it on my website, Dr. B. Michelle, Motivation for You, or M for Y. They can email me. They Michelle Lucas Speaks at Gmail. And when I'm at a book fair, come see me. So
All
several ways
right.
that you can get the book. Yes, just did a
Yes,
book
ma'am.
fair.
That's so right. You were
Yeah,
just attended a book fair just last weekend and had some
exactly.
great
Hmm.
feedback out there. All right,
Yeah,
Miss
and I
Dr.
almost
Michelle.
sold out. So
All right,
yeah, it was
absolutely.
only 2 books left.
Yes,
Hmm.
I do remember that. I do remember that. Well, listen, thank you so much for sharing with us today. And I wish you well, of course, with all of your endeavors for both of your books. And thank you so much for sharing with us today. All right, up next, we've got Shuman Hudson. How are you, my beautiful friend?
I am doing amazing. Tisha, thank you so much for having me. I hope you're well today.
I am absolutely wonderful today. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Please tell us the name of your book and, of course, what it's about.
Absolutely. So, the name of my book is Raising Kings. It's a mom's guide to raising boys to young men. And my book really is for moms who are raising boys. And I've had many people say, well, I needed this when they were so much younger, but there's still so much that they can learn. Parenting never ends for those of us who are parents here
Mhm.
um, in the festival. But this book really is for moms, help them discover how to raise confident, respectful future leaders while embracing motherhood and focusing on your own growth as a mom. There is no manual. There's not a one size fit all, but I do share
Right.
some of the rewards and some of the challenges that I faced in raising my young kings. I am a mom of 4 sons. And
Mhm.
the most exciting part for me of this book is that my 4 sons wrote the last chapter and
Oh,
they shared
wow. Beautiful.
yeah, I love it. Share their experience and their biggest learnings that have helped them to become the confident young men that they
Mhm.
are today. So that was for me the most exciting part of the book is really being able to hear from them and hopes that will help to benefit other moms to see that it can be done. It is possible. I want to
Mhm.
encourage them and motivate them that this is something that can be done because it is a hard job being a parent. And
Oh,
many times, especially
absolutely.
with young boys, especially our Black boys, because they already have a stigma over them. And we just want them to be positive and respectful citizens in our community and in our homes.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing about your book, Raising Kings. And I love that title, in fact, Raising Kings, because, of course, I have 3 sons myself. And so you're right. It is definitely hard as a parent, but, God has given us the grace to be able to raise them. And so I tilt my hat off to you, my friend, for raising such handsome young men. So
Thank
tell us
you.
again where they can find your books.
Absolutely. You can first find it on my website at iamshaman.com. It is also available on Amazon in the softback as well as in the Kindle version. are the two places that you can find it right now.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that, Siobhan. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And so up next, we have a little special segment here for somebody who is special today. And so it is Brandy Latoya's birthday today. Happy birthday, Brandy. So I got a little special treat for you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Alrighty.
Good afternoon.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All righty,
Happy,
Siobhan.
happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brandy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Brandy.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Brandy.
Birthday. Thank
Happy
you.
birthday, girlfriend. So, up next, Brandy, I thought that you might need an encouraging word. And so I wanted to bring Apostle Martina Eccles on here so that she can give you some words of inspiration. She sends out these daily words and things that have really, really inspired me. And she doesn't know I love getting them when she sends them out. But she is such a phenomenal woman. And so I said, you know what? I can give you one, but I want her to give you one today. All right, Apostle, let's let her have it. What is her word of encouragement today?
All right. Well, again, I want you, Brandy, to own your crown. Your steps are being ordered by the Lord. And I just want to encourage you to tap into your whimsical side. And the Lord just wants you to live. Somewhere along the way, the memo was lost that we both have dominion and we both can live an abundant life. So this is your season to live out loud, and you don't need anyone's permission to do it. You give your own self permission to own your crown. Be creative, be joyful, and be free.
Yes.
All right.
I,
Yes, that is so beautiful. We got a couple of comments here. Zinky said, yes, we are Jania is a book for girl power. Look at that, Apostle. Yes, yes,
Yes, you
Zuri
got
said,
it.
hi, Tish. Hello to your amazing friends. So they're saying hello, you guys. So let's wave. Hey.
Bye.
Okay, Janice Hendrick said, hello, how are you? I am well, and I believe the friends are too. Robert Smith said, hey, too. All righty, so listen, without further ado, you guys, I want to bring up Miss Brandy Latoya next. How are you, girlfriend, on this birthday?
I am good and I am surprised.
Yes,
I really, really appreciate it. Yes, I am.
absolutely. Absolutely. Of course, this is on behalf of myself and, of course, the online brand and marketing team from Reader's Magnet. And so QR is in the background there. And you know that you got an opportunity to speak with him, once before on something else that I was doing that you were a part of. And so, he definitely wanted to make sure that we took an opportunity to celebrate you today for being with us on your birthday. So happy birthday, friend. Listen, I want you to go ahead and tell us about your book and what it is about. And Elizabeth Robinson said, happy birthday to you.
Thank you. So my book is called Processing the Pioneer. And
Mm-hmm.
about a pioneer, which we know pioneers are empowered by God to execute solutions in the earth. So this book is actually a tool. It's broken up in three parts. The first part is discovery, for you to discover where you are so you can get to the place that you were created to be. The second part is equipping. So giving you tools that you need along the way to help you become the person that God has created you to be. And
Mm-hmm.
the last part is sustainability. So the last part is actually giving you tools that you can use throughout life to help you sustain and just continue to be and grow into that pioneer, that person that God created you to be.
All right. And you know what? I think that goes and flows along perfectly with what Apostle gave you today, owning your crown, girlfriend. And I know she didn't know anything about you whenever I asked her to give her what she said, do I know this person? I said, no, you don't know her. So she came right from her spirit. And so certainly own your crown, girlfriend. Thank you so much for sharing with us. And please tell us again where the people can find your book.
Yes, my book can be found at brandylatoya.com.
BrandyLatoya.com, everybody. So listen, those of you that are out there wishing her happy birthday, let's go and support her today for her birthday and pick up her book. All righty. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be back in a moment. Well, all right now. So we are back from our commercial break. And so what I want to do is take a couple of more comments here. Stacy Lang said, excited to be here and connect with fellow book lovers and these talented female authors. Wow. So you guys, they think you guys are talented out there. And I would have to agree that each of you are talented. You all have heard some of these titles already, right? And you've heard them tell us about what their books are about. So we know that we have some amazing talent in the room with us today. Margie Murphy said, women supporting women. Yes, and we love it. We need more. I could not agree with you more. And I think Apostle Martina Eccles spoke on that when she was talking about her book. See, it's not time for us to be jealous of one another. Why? Because there is enough out here for all of us to win. God gave each of us our own gifts, right? And so we need to walk in the gifts that he gave us and then also utilize them. Okay. And so there's no need for me to be jealous of my sisters on here. You know, you guys are on here today. I have books, right? But I'm here helping to promote your books as well. And guess what? There are people out there that are watching and they might identify and resonate with your book. So why not expose it? I am my sister's keeper. Okay. So listen, up next we have Tara Hill Sparks. Tara, welcome, welcome, my friend.
Thank you. And thank you for having me. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I met Tara at a book fair in Durham, I believe it was, or Asheboro, North Carolina. And she had her a table over there with both of her books, and people were coming in and just lining up, you know, to buy her books. And so I was grateful to be able to meet you there. So will you tell us the name of your books and what your book is about?
Yeah, so the name of my books is one, Grandma Got This, and then the other one is Gringo Red Stop. But Grandma Got This is my first book, and it is my foundational book for my writing. It is a children's book, and Grandma Got This is about a little boy named JJ, and JJ is actually my 6-year-old son. And I wanted to create a book so that he can see himself, right, in a book. But JJ, he loves his grandmother because grandmother, she is very adoring and grandmother is very wise. And so grandma, she tells JJ to love everyone, to be kind, to care for his things, to share his things, to be honest, to count his blessings, and just so many more. So grandma has instilled these lifelong lessons in JJ. And so JJ, he puts these life lessons into action with his families and with his family and with his friends and with others in the book. But then one day, grandma is no longer with JJ, right? And so JJ remembers everything that his grandmother taught him, and her words remains forever in his heart. And so basically the story is about my relationship with my grandmother. And so I wanted again, to write this book for children and also for my son. So there will be a legacy of just kindness and just kids doing the right things in life, and because it helps them and it'll help them, be a better person. And so grandma, she was a godly woman. And so she just taught me so many life lessons. And I want to share those with other kids as well as, others.
Absolutely. I commend you on writing those books because most definitely our children, need something positive that they can gain from, right? And
Yes.
so, absolutely outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. So, I've got a couple of comments here that I want to address real quick. Let's see. Leaf Angus said, "Is this based on a true story? It sounds like it could be ripped from the headlines." All right, Tara. That's a question that they just
Not a
asked.
true story. Not a true story, but again, it's based on my relationship with my grandmother. She taught me many things, and I know a lot of
Mhm.
grandmothers out there. They love their grandchildren, they love children, and so they have the wisdom, right, to carry on and to pass down for legacies to come. Yes.
All right. Okay. Shimon said, somebody said, nice voice, sing queen. Alani Ajahamte said that. All right, Mark, if you could bring up a few more comments here. Wow, beautiful voice, said JP. All right. Where's some more comments here? Okay, Logan Rodriguez said, happy birthday, Miss Brandy. All right. Ava Johnson said, happy birthday, Miss Brandy. Ethan Johnson said, well wishes to you, Brandy. Happy birthday. All this birthday love. I love it. Right. What other comments did we have? I saw a few more flash up. Okay, Logan Rodriguez said, I love Apostle's word of encouragement. That was beautiful. It was beautiful. And guess what? I took that word for myself too, like Logan did. So listen, I want everybody out there to take that word for yourself too. It's such a beautiful and powerful word, and I knew that it would be. All right, Keith M. Bradford said, own your crown. Yup. We are all queens in our own queendoms. All right, Apostle Martina Eccles, doing your thing as I knew you would. She told us to own our crown, ladies. And so that's what we have to do. And I'm doing it, and I want you to as well. All right, Marjorie J. Murphy said, looking forward to hear the thoughts of these female authors and their books. All right, what's next? There's another one that I saw that I definitely want to make sure we recognize. Let's see some of the other comments real quick. All right, Joy Diaz said, between the manipulative women and the questionable pastor, I bet this book is wilder than any reality show. Well, oh my goodness. I think they're probably talking about my book on that one. I hadn't even got to telling y'all what it's about yet. All right, Nina Wow says, sending a virtual wave to all the talented women shaping the literary world. How's everybody doing? Everybody's doing well on this side. Thank you so much, Nina, for asking. All right. Donald Rosenbaum said, what do you think are the challenges that come with being a woman in the publishing industry? Wow and wow. Now, that is a very good question there. And, for me, being a female author, I think we're dominating the game. To be quite honest with you, there are so many female authors, out here, and so many female authors that I met whenever I was in Germany, looking at all of the books and everything that was out there, represented by Reader's Magnet, as well as represented by other publishing companies that were out there. And so the thing about challenges are this: whenever they come, we do not define ourselves to the challenge, but we overcome the challenge and then we dominate. And so that's what we are doing. And that's what all of these beautiful ladies on here are doing, because see, nobody can stop you but you. So it shouldn't matter whether I'm a female or whether I'm a male. I'm going to own my crown, as Apostle Martina Eccles just told us. And that's what we're going to do. All righty. So let's see. JP said, true, put no room for jealousy. God has something prepared for everyone. Find your place and purpose and let God bless you. Absolutely, JP. I just love you. He's been on about every show that I've had during this event. Thank you for your support, JP. All right, Olivia Brown said, hi, Tish and friends. So excited to be here for today's session. Thank you for coming back, my friend. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Logan Rodriguez said, these female authors are trailblazers and a fresh new perspective to readers. Absolutely. You guys are just phenomenal. They have heard many of you share. We still have one more person that we need to share or hear from. Okay. And who's that? Zinkley Mooney said, where do you usually get inspiration in writing? How do you keep yourselves from being burnt out? Woo, good gracious. Now, so I am going to call on Elder Nikki George to answer this question for us. How do you keep yourself from being burnt out, my friend? She has 3 books, and this is the next person that's going to be talking. So I'm going to let her answer this question for us.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Tish, for having me here. I am thoroughly enjoying myself. I would say, it's relationship. It's all about relationship. Spending that time with God, letting Him give you instructions to balance out your life. Giving you wisdom for life, and just know who you are. Pull on the gifts and talents that God has put on the inside of you, the support that God puts around you. And you can do all things. All things are possible for those that believe.
Amen. Absolutely, it is. So listen, I want you to tell us, Nikki, Elder Nikki, about your book titles and what they are about. She has 3 books, you guys.
Okay, yes. So I have 3 books, and all of these books, the thing that they have in common is that they let you know that God loves you, and He wants to be close to you, and He wants you to connect with Him, with your God likeness through relationship. All of these books, they launch you into a dialogue with God. You have to start talking to God. They give 2 of them, the One Message, One God in One Day, and also Secret Place Poems. They also have questions. They're like devotionals where it allows you to respond to God. Sometimes we wonder if we can really hear God, and if God is speaking to us. And God, through these books, we are able to hear the voice of God. We're able to go into dialogue with God, and we're able to recognize God in our lives. And so God is always there speaking to us, and it's up to us to, just like I said, we have to recognize Him talking to us. And so the last book that I have is the children's book. It's called Speak It. Once we are listening to God and we're learning who He is, we're dialoguing with Him, we've got to begin to learn His word and begin to speak His word. And so this one is God's Confessions for Me. It is a book designed particularly for children, so they can tackle low self-esteem and build confidence within them. And it lets them intentionally speak the word of God over their life and over themselves. If they continue to speak God's word over themselves, the more that they speak it, the more that they'll begin to believe it, and the more that it will manifest in their life. And so that's what those 3 books are about, just drawing closer to God.
Absolutely. I love it. That's Speak It, honey. I'm telling you, that's that deaf and lifeline, wearing the power of our tongue. So we have to be careful what we speak out of it, right? And make sure that we are speaking the right things out of it. All right. Marjorie Murphy said, were you ever criticized for trying to be an author, Nikki?
Actually, no, because it's something that God shared with me like a long time ago, that I would be an author. And it's just one of those things you write on a piece of paper, you put it on the back shelf, like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but who, me?
Yes,
so
indeed.
And so it was really something that I was doing behind the scenes. So nobody really knew that I was writing or being an author. And so I didn't, and so I've gotten nothing but positivity and just, encouragement since I've come out with the books.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know that we all can probably identify on here with that exact same thing, as far as being challenged, with it, whether or not we were going to do it. Certainly, I know I can speak to that as well. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take another quick commercial break, and we will be back in a moment, you guys, with some questions.
The moment you've all been waiting for. The book by master storyteller Tish Barnhardt. So you want to be a first lady? Well, her life isn't always what it seems. Beyond the veil lies the deceit, the lies, and the manipulation, featuring the distraught Carol Smith, master manipulator Leroy Smith, and the sneaky, conniving harlots and Jezebels using their immoral, seductive flattery to destroy the man of God, his marriage, and disrupt the ministry. Order your copy now on Amazon and all other retail outlets.
All right. Well, we are back from our commercial break. And so, right now, I want to get into some questions that I want to ask each of these authors here today. And so, I want you to hear their responses to them. So, first, I'm going to bring up Apostle Martina Eccles. Hello, hello again. How are you, my
Hello.
beautiful friend?
Yes.
Thank you
Yes.
so
This
much
is
for
so
remaining.
awesome.
Go ahead.
I just said this is so awesome. I'm excited. Go
Yes.
ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, I wanted to ask you this. What do you hope your readers will gain from reading your book?
Really, it is about liberation. So, where there is liberation, there is identity, and freedom is the goal, and liberation is the journey. It really is the journey. So, no matter our methods, when this is communicated, we possess power and authority to obtain and achieve unlimited results.
Absolutely, absolutely. And here's what Keith just said here. These women up that just left. Bring that comment back. All right, Keith said these women are making big waves in the publishing world. Thank you, Reader's Magnet, for giving these wonderful women a chance to share their story with the world. Absolutely, absolutely. I'm so elated that you guys have were able to come on and share your books today. Thank you, Apostle, for answering that question for us. All right, up next, we've got Dominique Brooks. Dominique Brooks.
All
Where
right.
are you, my friend? Okay,
I'm right
there she
here.
All right, so the question that I have for you is what inspired you to write your book?
Actually, I am a physician by training.
Mm-hmm.
And when I finished my training, I went back to get my MBA. And then I
Mm-hmm.
decided that I wanted to do health administration or something else. And I created my character based on me and some of the drama I went through when I switched from medicine to another field. I got a lot of questions from my family um, about why would I leave medicine to do something else. And
Mm-hmm.
I wrote the book itself while I was on dialysis because I have a kidney
Oh,
transplant.
wow.
Yes. So I was, uh, when you're on dialysis, you generally don't do a lot of things. And I said, I really don't want to
Mm-hmm.
waste this time. So I started typing up a story while I was sitting in the bed.
Wow, that is so awesome, Dominique. I really thank you for sharing that with us. Joy T. Diaz said, nothing beats the power of community. And we are here to celebrate that right now. And that is exactly what we are doing. Elizabeth Robinson said, I'm gaining inspiration just listening to what all of your books are about. See, this is what it's about, you guys. When we're able to come on here and just share, we all come from different walks of life. And so we never know who we're going to hit. All right, so Hazel Rubio said, I see some unfamiliar faces with us right now. Yes, you do, because these are my friends. And so, will they be on Reader's Magnet book fairs this year? Well, we don't know. We will find out soon. Hoping to see them around. Me too. Me too. All right, so up next, let's bring Dr. Michelle Lucas. Let's bring her
Hey.
back on here.
How, okay. Now,
Absolutely.
you had
So,
a question for me?
of course, I have a
Yes.
question for you.
Okay.
So, now what would you say to an aspiring author out there who's toiling with writing their first book?
The main thing that you have to do is know what you want to write about and be determined to get it out. This
Mm-hmm.
was a long process for me. I didn't know what I was doing or how I was going to do it. So I just started studying. And number
Mm-hmm.
one, God comes first. God comes first. You have to pray
Mm-hmm.
along your journey, and you have to say, I'm not giving up. So each step, He will get you closer to where you want to be. Never give up, never surrender, have a plan.
Absolutely, absolutely. Have a plan and do not surrender. I love that, Dr. Lucas. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Absolutely. All righty, up next, we've got Miss Shaman with that beautiful voice that everybody's been commenting about. Thank you so much for agreeing to sing Happy Birthday to Brandy for me. I would have served it absolutely no justice at all. According to my kids, everybody probably would have been giving me the boo. You know how they would do on the shows, well, who did the best, and they'll boo the person. So I probably would be the one being booed from singing. So thank you so much for not having me embarrass myself trying to sing Happy Birthday to Brandy.
No problem at all. Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, absolutely. So, Shimon, I wanted to ask you this question. Did you always see yourself as an author or know that you would become an author?
I did not, honestly.
Mhm.
I in my high school years, I would say even junior high school, I did write kind of like in the school newspaper, and I wrote short stories,
Mhm.
but never thought that I would be a published author. This is something I got my first start in an anthology a couple of years ago, and I have not finished that story just yet. However, um, I decided to write this particular book just to kind of test myself and see, how well could I do this on my own without, writing with other authors. And I
Mhm.
would say for anybody who wants to do it, do it. Your story needs to be heard by someone, and there's room for everyone's story. You don't know who you will bless by them just hearing what you have to say.
Absolutely. That is so true. So true. Because we all, again, have our own different experiences, that we've gone through in life. And we just never know who we're going to help. Out there, who's going to be inspired by it. And we're actually seeing that today, you guys, on here with the comments from people that are watching us out there from the fairgoers at the Festival of Storytellers. They're placing these comments in here because they're watching it. They're book lovers, they're storytellers, and so they're always looking for good stories. And so Logan Rodriguez said, could you share a memorable experience or encounter with a reader that has touched you as an author? So, Logan, I don't know if that question is for Shuman, but Shuman, I'll let you tackle it.
Sure, absolutely. Knowing that I wrote my book about for moms, especially for boy moms, that particular, I did have a reader who was having some challenges with one of her young kings. And, she shared with me about a particular chapter that really helped her. And it's chapter number 1. It's called Boys Have Feelings Too. And many of you may know, a lot of times we hear, stop that crying. And I'm going to say in our community, stop that crying. I'll give you something to cry about. Right. And after I started to write my book, I was convicted by that because had said that to my sons before. But I just really talked to her about, allowing him to express his feelings and showing him how to in a respectful way. And how does he respond to different experiences and different feelings and emotions. And so, she's been able to slowly turn that around, still a work in progress because it doesn't happen overnight. But I was definitely encouraged by knowing that something that I wrote and sharing my experiences and the challenges that I had is helping her to, shape her young king as well. So it definitely blessed my heart to hear that.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's nothing more rewarding than knowing that your book has made an impact on your reader. And so we get many Amazon reviews, of course, and also just people that may call you and share with you, what they've gotten from your book. And I know that I seen when Apostle Martina Eccles, her book came out, she was flashing up, some of the people that had purchased her book and actually had their copies, and they were actually looking so excited, to have their book in hand, and to say, hey, you know what? I know her, and so that is so exciting too. And I know that each of you on here could definitely share, your spiel in terms of how that was rewarding for you as well. All right, James D. Lynn said, do you have any particular rituals or routines that help you stay motivated and focused? Well, you know what? Every morning, I always go into prayer. And that is one of the things that has really, really kept me. And I'm sure some of the authors on here can identify, because I don't want to start my day without acknowledging my father, right? The one who created me, the one that has gifted me, the one that has given me the assignment, right, to carry out. And so every day that is a routine for me to get up and to get into prayer. And then also do a daily devotional with my father, and then ask and seek him for direction for that day. In fact, sometimes a lot of us, we just get up and go. And I've, of course, been guilty of just getting up and go, right? But we have to be able to take that time out so that we can really hear from the Father what it is that He is wanting us to do in this hour. And I think that having that personal relationship with Him really has inspired me to do many of the things that I find myself doing now. That, like Shuman said, didn't know she would be an author, but hey, it's what God called for. Oh my goodness, JP is so funny. He said, "Can we hear one more song from Shuman?" I bet our audience would love to hear that. A bass choir singer here. Well, you know what? She might have something in the bag over there. I don't know. So if we got a little time in here, we're gonna try to slip that in. Let us take us on out of here with that. Okay, Stacy Lang said, "Just want to thank you, ladies, for sharing your stories and encouraging others to chase their writing dreams. Wish you all the best in your future endeavors, lady." These are comments that are coming from people that are looking at us, you guys. So again, thank you for joining us and helping to make this beautiful Today with Tish show a huge success here. All right, so up next, let's bring Brandy Latoya, the birthday girl. We have a question for you, my friend.
All righty.
Okay, so what do you hope that your readers will gain from your book?
So that the readers gain seeing themselves. So my book is really about process. So in every area of your life, there's going to be a process. So I hope that the readers are able to see themselves in every situation so they can be that person that God created them to be.
All right, absolutely. That is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Seeing themselves, you know. All right, let's see. We've got a comment flashing up. Keith M. Bradford said, "How do you balance the portrayals of gender issues in your writing without overshadowing other aspects of your storytelling?" All right, Brandy, we'll let you take it.
Honestly, Keith, I just flow with God. I pick up a pen and God just speaks through me. So
Mhm.
not really for any gender, it's for both. So I just allow God to um, just speak through me. So this was very challenging writing about a pioneer, but I just allow God to be God and just flow.
Absolutely. Well, I love that comment there. And certainly for your book, Processing the Pioneer, you know, that could be for any gender, whether you're a male or a female, you know. So I think sometimes it can depend on what your book is and who your target audience is, you know, in terms of how you would write to that particular reader. Let's see. Donald Robinson said, "Have you ever faced any criticism or backlash for addressing sensitive topics in your writing? And how did you handle that?" Well, I personally have not experienced any backlash. Has anyone on here experienced any backlash that they might can share from? Anybody?
I mean, I definitely did, because
Okay.
again, I grew up. This is Apostle Martina. I
Okay.
definitely did. I grew up. Um, my home church does not believe in women leaders,
Hmm. Okay,
not
got it.
just
Yeah.
not just women preachers.
Hmm.
We can bring, we can give the men a drink, we can usher, and we can sing, but you can't do anything else. And so I grew up, and that one side of my family is still in that ministry. So even being a pastor of 17 years, along with my husband, Bishop Santonio Eccles, who is a great supporter. And I was going to say it is important to have a great circle, a support
Hmm.
system. You have to have that. Even when someone was talking about being burnt out, as women, it's easy for us to get burnt out, because many times we are carrying or we are operating in many roles, and we are expected to do all of them well, especially as women of color. So you
Absolutely.
have to make sure that you have balance and that you have self-care. At the end of the day, it's how you view yourself, how God views you, and how you view yourself. And so you have to break past those barriers, make sure you have the right support system, get past the biases that you may have grown up with, and make sure that you get new information to be empowered with. And again, you change your circle, you change your environment, you change your mindset and your perspective about who you are. I'm not just a female, but I have been empowered by God, and that moves me forward. I hope that
Absolutely.
answers.
Now that's powerful all in of itself because it is He that created us, right? And not we ourselves. And so, Kate, nobody stop us out there but us, right? And so, whenever God has given you an assignment, you have to go forth. No matter what anybody says, I don't care who you are. You've got to know that you know that you know that God is on your side. And if He is on your side, guess what? There's no failure in Him. Now, that don't mean that the little pitfalls and setbacks and all that stuff won't come, but guess what? It shall come to pass. And the vision, it shall speak. So that's my take on it. All right. So we've got, let's see, Tara Hill. Tara Hill, let's get out here from Tara Hill. Let's bring her up real quick. Tara, how are you, my friend?
Hey.
All righty. So I wanted to ask you this. I know that you got a lot of insight and everything from your grandmother and everything, but did you always know that you would be an author?
I didn't. I did not know.
Mhm.
I had a really strong bond with my grandmother. And so after she passed away in 2016, um,
Mhm.
God spoke to me. He kind of nudged me and I kind of, ignored him, and I said, well, what I said to myself, and I said to my husband, I said, well, what can I do in honor of my grandmother? What can I do? She was a great woman. She was a godly woman. And so I was like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And so I was like, I'll write a book. And so, you know, I had been talking about it for 3 or 4 years. And so finally, you know, God said, okay, it's time. And so I told my husband,
Mhm.
it's time, so, and all during that time, he would say, well, write it, we'll write it, we'll write it, so, but yes, it took me a minute, but I got it.
All right. Well, I'm glad you got it. And hey, as your book said, Grandma, I got it.
Grandma, I got this. That's right.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's amazing that each of us have shared on here, or some of us rather, that we didn't know that we would be an author. And I can say that myself. I didn't see myself as being an author, but So You Want to Be a First Lady was a book that God gave me back in 2006. In fact, I still have the same book that I wrote it in. And so at that time, I had only been in ministry as far as being married to a pastor by far for about 3 years. And so when he spoke it, I'm like, who in the world am I going to help? You begin to sometimes size yourself up with other people that have been in the ministry much longer than you, or in your area of field or expertise or whatever, longer than you have, and you're like, how in the world they can do this better than I can, or whatever. And so, but see, when God has handpicked you for something, He's handpicked you because He know that you can carry out the assignment, right? You will give Him the yes, just as each of you on here have given Him your yes. And so, because you gave Him your yes, He's now pushing each of you out here and pushing you way out the comfort zone, right? And so sometimes, when we're flowing with God and He's calling us to do different things, it can just seem so like out of the box, right? Or just like, oh my gosh, how in the world am I going to be able to do this? Yeah, are you sure, God? But He gives us that grace to be able to do it. And that is the beauty of it. And see, I like whenever things are a bit challenging for me when God speaks something, because see, that way I know that my full trust has to be in Him, because I myself can't do it. I can't do it without Him. And so this is where we have to be in a posture with God, to where we say, yes, Lord, to your will. Yes, Lord, to your way. I will go and I will do it. And guess what? Whenever you give Him your yes, everything else starts coming together. You know, all of us females on here, and some men too, you know, we like to have all the intricate details, you know, before we do a thing sometimes, you know, and I am definitely a stickler for that. I will say that, hey, I want to know the details. Can you tell me a little bit more first? Because I don't know if I'm coming or whatever if you don't tell me what it's about. But you know what? I have found sometimes God wants you to leap out there first, right? And then he will provide the provision for you. How do I know? Ask Abraham. Did he tell Abraham to get thee out of that country and away from thy kindred into a place that I will show you? So he hadn't showed it to him yet. He had to get going first. Then everything else came. And so that's where we are, you guys. I'm telling you, this has been a phenomenal time speaking with you guys on here. And of course, everybody, I am Tish Barnhardt, of course, the author of So You Want to Be a First Lady. And so what is So You Want to Be a First Lady about? It is a cautionary tale of a female First Lady who is married to a man of great prominence. Now, this book is not only just for a First Lady, okay? It's for any woman married to a politician, any woman married to a man of great prominence, whether he's a famous basketball player, an NFL player, or whomever. There are often times that the women that stand beside them, they experience different things, whether it's shenanigans, whether it's scandals, whether it's just heartbreak, whatever it is, right? And so a lot of times they suffer in silence with the things that they carry. They don't really have anyone that they can talk to. One, because they don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to bring embarrassment on their spouses, even, or if they're in ministry, their ministry even. And so themselves, they don't want to be in a shameful place. And so sometimes we hold things in and we don't always let that stuff out, right? And so in not having that outlet to be able to share with and talk to someone, sometimes that can breed bitterness, right? And whenever we have bitterness in us and stuff like that, it brings about sickness and disease. So we have to have an outlet. So this book is going to bring you behind the closed doors, of course, of the church. And so certainly every chapter is very juicy. However, after each chapter, you're going to get some wisdom nuggets, my friends. And these wisdom nuggets are to live for. My prayer is that every marriage out there can be saved. It doesn't have to end in a divorce. And so if you will apply the wisdom nuggets at the end of each chapter, I truly believe that you'll have a different perspective for your spouse and even those women that want to be her. You know, we're speaking to the other women too that desire to walk in your shoes. Have you ever had someone that desires to be you, want to be you, or jealous of you, or whatever the case may be, right? They want your spot, but they have no idea the cost and the price that you pay to walk in your shoes of where you are. And so this is what So You Want to Be a First Lady is going to provide. And I'm telling you, the men, you are going to have wisdom nuggets in there too, because now you're going to be able to see some of this stuff that your wife be telling you, right? And so it's just an all-around great book. And we've got some great reviews, of course, on Amazon with it. And I am so happy and excited to hear the reviews and to read the reviews and then to hear those that have contacted me of how the book has been a blessing to them. And so I know that you guys here can identify with it as well. And so we are so grateful again that each of you have tuned in with us today for this with today's show with Tish and my author friends. So we're going to go ahead and take another commercial break and we'll be back in a moment.
Authors, we write according to us, you know, and it's not about us, it's about what the reader wants and what the reader is going to get from what you write, you know.
Well, all right, you guys. So you guys had an opportunity to view the commercial advertisement for the upcoming events with Reader's Magnet. And so I definitely want to extend to you all the invitation to take a look at it. If you want your books to go to the next level, go international, listen, these are events that you want to be a part of. And so those of you on the panel here, those of you that are watching us today that have books out there, and I want you to join us, okay? The London Book Fair is going to be coming up on March 12th through the 14th. And I'm telling you, we put some clips in there so that you guys could see what it was like for me being out there in Germany. I had a phenomenal time on last October going out there and meeting fellow authors out there, publicists out there, agents out there. I mean, anybody in the book world is out at these book fairs. And so you never know who you're going to meet. And so I certainly want to invite you guys to certainly take a opportunity to look at this a little bit further to enhance your books. And so then, of course, we've got the Beverly Hills Confab that's going to be coming up April the 17th through the 18th. Now, listen, this is going to be held in Beverly Hills, you guys. And so with this book confab, I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing because it's going to be among the elite out there. In Hollywood, some of the stars and different things like that will be out there perusing the book fair and that confab. So certainly there's an opportunity for you as well in Beverly Hills. And so then, not last, but certainly not least, of course, the Los Angeles Times Festival of Books. That book fair is going to be going on same month, April 20th through the 21st. So listen, you might as well just go ahead and book yourself to be there the 17th through the 21st. Okay, so take the 19th off to go visit and tour around or whatever you got to do, and then come back and be with us at the Los Angeles Time Festival of Books. So listen, I am elated to have each of you again, the authors that have come on here today. I want to thank you once again, Apostle Martina Eccles, for being with us today. You're so phenomenal, such a powerhouse, and I love it. Dominique Brooks, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Such an humble spirit here today. And I had no idea in talking to you that you had been on dialysis, and that's kind of where your book came from. My goodness, we learn. And this is what this is about, you guys. And so Dr. Michelle Lucas, I certainly want to thank you, my friend. I met her through the Daily Gospel Network, which is where the Tish Barnhardt show aired through. And so I definitely thank you for coming on with us today. And of course, Shuman, I thank you, my beautiful friend. I met her. My niece is dating her son. And so then we found out that we both were authors, and we just had an immediate connection. And so I definitely want to thank you for tuning in with us today. Brandy is my new little sissy author here. I was able to meet her through one of the groups that we have. And so I met with her and another young lady who was not able to attend today, and had dinner with them. Such a beautiful, beautiful spirit. And I hope that you enjoy your day today, Brandy. Thank you so much. And Tara Hill, thank you again for tuning in with us. Again, you guys, I met her in Asheboro at a book fair. And this is what it's about, just connecting with each other and helping to empower each other. And then we've got Author Nikki George. Thank you so much, my friend, for tuning back in with us. And I want you guys, I'm going to bring you back up, and I want you to tell us where we can find your books, okay? So, all right, Apostle, please tell everybody where they can find your books, my friend.
You can find We Are Junia on Amazon.com, and there are some places that I'll be with the book, but Amazon is where you can get it. And if you ever see me, I'll have it with me, and you can purchase it from me.
That's right. Have books will travel, and you can purchase. All right. Dominic Brooks, tell us where they can find your book, my friend.
You can buy an autographed copy of Homecoming Chaos at my website, authordwbrooks.com. You can also find it in Kindle and paperback on Amazon and barnesandnoble.com. And
right.
also, I was going to say, also my social media handle is also authordwbrooks.com. So you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Threads. That's where I am.
All righty. Okay, Dr. Michelle.
I am on Amazon. You can also find me on my website, Dr. B. Michelle, Motivation for You. And like I said, if I'm at a book fair, I do have information on Instagram and other sites. So you can visit me anywhere and I'll get it to you by mail, however you want to do it.
All righty. Thank you, my friend, for sharing with us. All right, Shimon, tell us where they can get your books from.
Absolutely. You can get the book autographed copy at iamshaman.com. I make a point to put a personal message to anyone who orders directly through my website. Also on Amazon, you can purchase the paperback as well as the Kindle version. And like many of these other ladies, I always have either one or two in my purse or a box in my trunk. So there will always be books available.
I love it. Or a box in the trunk. Look, you never know who might want to go ahead and buy a couple of copies, right? So let's not have one or two. Let's get a box, ladies, like Shimon has in the trunk. Okay. All right. So up next, Brandy, tell us where they can get your books from again.
You can get Processing the Pioneer from brandylatoya.com. And just like the other ladies, I keep copies with me.
Look, everybody's learning. You better have a copy on hand because people be asking you what you do and stuff, right? And so whenever they do, that's an open door for you to talk about your book. And they say, oh my gosh, I want to get a copy. Okay, well, look, I got one right here, right? So right then and there, they can purchase it. Thank you so much, Brandy. All right, Tara, tell us where they can get your books from.
Yes, you can go to my website at author TaraHillStarks.com for more information about my other books, and you can always contact me through my website. All of my books, hard copy, paper, back, and Kindle, available at Amazon.com, Amazon Canada, Bookshop.com, Depository.com, BarnesandNobles.com, Indigo.com, and the Next Chapter Bookstore in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Ooh, the Next Chapter Bookstore in Greensboro. So that means you guys can walk in there and get you a copy. Okay.
Right.
All righty. And up next, Nikki George, please tell us where they can get your books from.
Hello. Yes, you can get the books from my website, the Eyewitness Show, the letter I, witnessshow.com or .org, and also on Amazon. You can also get the books on a Walmart app. You can also get the books from Barnes and Noble's bookstore. So everywhere that good books are sold, you pretty much can find my book.
All right, my friend.
Yes, One Message, One God, One Day. That's the 40-day devotional. And then we have the Secret Place Poems. It's a 42-day devotional. And then, of course, the children's book, Speak It.
All right. Well, thank you so much, my friend. So you guys, let me tell you a secret. Elder Nikki is the host of the Eyewitness Show. Okay, so Nikki, I think you got some people on here you can pull to the show.
Yes,
I was on her show a few months back. I think just before I went to Germany, I was on her show, and beautiful show. And so thank you so much for having me on. And again, I know that you got some people here that we can probably plug, of course, to your show as well. And so, of course, you guys, you can find So You Want to Be a First Lady or Morning Tea with the King on all retail outlets. So whether that's Amazon.com, whether that's Walmart.com, anywhere a book is being purchased, you can find my books. And so listen, I want to thank those of you again for tuning in with us at the Festival of Storytellers here. All of the fair goers out there, we want to thank you for supporting us during this 2-week event. Many of you have been on here with us each and every day, and we definitely appreciate it because there was things going on from morning to evening all day long, and you guys have hung in here with us, and we definitely want to appreciate you for that. And I personally want to thank the Reader's Magnet team, the online brand and marketing team, for making everything just run so smoothly with every session that I did, every live session that I had. I know that you guys are out there watching, so I want you to know that I appreciate you so very much for your support and for your caring. I really thank you. Here's QR in the background saying, thank you, Tish. We love you. Yes, thank you so much, QR. I love you all too. And so all of our fair goers, once again, thank you so much for making this online book event a great one this year. And so I'm looking forward to attending again next year. And guess what? Next year, I'm looking for some of you authors that are joining me on the panel today, being right here with us next year at the Festival of Storytellers, as well as hopefully we'll see some of you guys in London or some of these upcoming events here. And so thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. And as we say here at Reader's Magnet, we share your stories with the world. Bye for now.
Bye.
The moment you've all been waiting for. The book by master storyteller Tish Barnhardt. So you want to be a first lady? Well, her life isn't always what it seems. Beyond the veil lies the deceit, the lies, and the manipulation. Featuring the distraught Carol Smith, master manipulator Leroy Smith, and the sneaky, conniving harlots and Jezebels using their immoral, seductive flattery to destroy the man of God, his marriage, and disrupt the ministry. Order your copy now on Amazon and all other retail outlets.
Welcome to the Festival of Storytellers.
I thank everybody that's involved with this process because we know writers need readers and writers need publishers.
Experience is not about the publisher. It is about us, the authors.